Underneath in the post, Towns and Gobert. And it's Prince in at the small forward. And for Memphis, Adams is the pivot for him with Jackson Jr. at the 4. In at the guard spots, Morant and Bane. And it's Brooks in at the 3. And Morant's got the ball here for the Memphis Grizzlies. Over Russell. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That's on D'Angelo Russell.
And going up strong inside demonstrates confidence. Morant not afraid to get physical. And last year, Minnesota had a tough end to their season. In their 10th playoff appearance, they made their 9th first-round exit.
Now, here is Russell. He really had an off game against the Jazz, never got into a rhythm. Shot clock reset for the Timberwolves, and he gets the bucket.
He knows his job. Gobert is there to own the glass and cash in on as many second chance opportunities as he can.
And it's Morant missing. I don't think the Timberwolves, Greg, plan on letting their playoff statistics discourage them at all.
And that's kind of the beauty of this squad. They're out to make new franchise history, not focusing on the past, just keep evolving as a team.
Now, here is Russell, following the miss by John Morant. Edwards can't hit.
Tell you what, that is a missed opportunity from mid-range for sure. With as little defense as was shown, should have made that one.
And that one's good, Morant.
Yeah, I'm amazed at Morant's ability to take contact and still stay in full control.
Gobert with a screen on Bane. Edwards can't hit.
You know, right now they're just 1 for 5. Rough start so far.
Bane, no good.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
And the rejection by Morant. Edwards against Bane, and stolen by Prince. Knocked away. To the middle. Here's Morant. And then Morant slams it in.
Yeah, that's fire right there. Morant practicing for the dunk contest. I see you, young fella.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Minnesota's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. Last time they met was in Minnesota.
Well, they made a few key shots, but missed many more. It was a rough night for them offensively.
And you know what? If you're not going to outwork your opposition, then you typically are going to get outplayed.
Now, here is Russell. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. Edwards passes to Gobert, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Gobert's got his second bucket tonight.
Nice read by Edwards there, finding a wide-open teammate and sending the ball his way on target.
Morant against Gobert. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line. Now we know the players enjoyed the rest they get during All-Star Weekend. But, Greg, you think it should be moved to later in the season?
I like how the current format splits up the season, but it seems more fair to hold an All-Star towards the end of the season so that voters get a more complete look at each player.
Edwards passes to Gobert. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Gobert's got 6.
And how about the play by Gobert there in the paint? Not afraid to get physical on his way to the basket.
Outside for Jackson. Back to Morant. Driving it. Oh!
Mercy, mercy me. He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in. Build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime.
And why not? A little salt in the wound. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys reeling and on the ropes.
So it's the Timberwolves now, following the score by Memphis. Gobert with a screen on Bane. Edwards can't hit.
Oh, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it.
And so Edwards will bring it up for Minnesota. trailing by 5. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
And you know what, guys? It just seemed like they never really had the kind of energy necessary. They just weren't comfortable on the defensive end.
And no issues at the rim for Gobert. One of the league leaders in flushes. The Frenchman.
Memphis leading by 4.
And one of the biggest stories of the summer was Rudy Gobert being traded. Gets a fresh start with the Timberwolves.
At the forward spots, it's Brooks and Jackson Jr. In at the guard spots, Morant and Bane. And it's Adams and it's center. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. D'Angelo Russell, the second overall pick in 2015.
Yeah, pretty interesting too, Kevin, that the Lakers traded him after just his second season. It was basically a salary dump. It wasn't about talent because he's got plenty of that, but he was young when he came into the league. He had a reset at age 21 and then went on to rebuild his stock in Brooklyn, making an all-star game there. And by doing that, showed everybody that he could start over. Guys, I tell you what, feels like everything is coming easy to him. Just taking what he sees and capitalizing.
Pass to Reed. Dishes it to Edwards. With the crossover, and the layup is up and in. Edwards got his first basket of the night.
Defense gets burned by Edwards' ball handling ability. I mean, this guy's athletic and can really move.
Grant, and no good. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. Edwards drives in, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And you look at Anthony Edwards, and GA, he is becoming the leader of this Timberwolves team, isn't he?
I think he is. I mean, partly it's his production with his numbers up across the board, but it's also his personality. He plays with tremendous swagger.
So much confidence coming from Anthony Edwards. You can just see it. This is a guy who knows he belongs in the league and is hungry to be great.
To the inside. Here's Russell. Gobert dishes to Russell, and the basket is good.
Boy, you look at Russell repeatedly making plays around the rim. His imagination and creativity allow him to do so.
Here's Morant. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Russell from long range bangs home the trifecta. Russell's got 6 points.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter. I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Well, that might be fair, but I wouldn't want to take away from what he did in that last game. I mean, let's just say it's a pretty nice run he's on, no matter how you decide to frame it up.
And finished off by Gobert.
Oh, Kevin, not a penny, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, a bounce to the ounce, Greg? Yeah, showing off the bunny.
He's a highlight reel, always on the launch pad.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Boy, he's really been on a roll this quarter. Seems like everything he throws up is finding bottom.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Grizzlies.
I like how they work the ball inside, getting looks closer in there, and that really helps your offense.
Another big component of their game early on has been their execution on the fast break. They're getting a bunch of easy baskets, pushing it in transition.
Back to Russell. The 3. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
And, you know, this has become a real weapon for Russell now, and it's because he's worked hard on this shot.
Morant kicks to Brooks. Jackson a screen on Russell. Morant passes to Adams. Shot clock at 5. Morant with it. Now defended by Gobert. And Adams with the slam.
Who's the best young catalyst in the game. Some people will say Doncic, some will say Trae Young, and some might even say Ja Morant.
Prince finds Russell. Kicks it out to Prince. And there's the pass to Edwards. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. And this is what the schedule looks like coming up for Memphis. On Sunday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Boston Celtics. Then on Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Mike Conley and the Utah Jazz.
And for that matchup with the 76ers, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
Over in the corner, Edwards. Pass to Reed. Stolen by Jackson. Russell against Morant. And finished off by Morant.
And relentless in his attack, Morant is wearing down the defense, putting up some huge numbers here tonight.
Passes it to Russell. Out left to the wing. Reed misses. And Adams has got the ball here for Memphis, leading by 5. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
And the bench turned up in that one. Whatever they couldn't get from their starters, they got from the reserves.
Well, you know, you hear about the importance of having depth all the time, bench players that contribute. In last game, their bench came alive.
There's Russell with the 3. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
A bit of pride at stake, trying to get that last 3 ball back, but couldn't get it to fall.
Morant looking around. At the elbow, it's Jackson. Plays it up off the glass. And it's a 10-point Grizzly lead.
And that is quickly becoming Jackson's domain. He's such a strong finisher in the paint.
There's Russell with the 3. Kept alive, Minnesota. Gobert finds Russell. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Here's Morant. And then Morant slams it in.
And how about that display of athleticism by Morant, flying up in the air for the jam. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
For 3, Edwards. It's in and hoping this is the start of a new trend. 2 for 8 now from the field.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Big group substitution now for Memphis. Ja Morant has been leading the charge, guys, for Memphis. He's up to 26 points in the game now. Just
Welcome to halftime, and after 2 quarters played, some ground to make up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. So, big fella, tell me, what's the key to grabbing the win in a tight game like this one?
Easy, Ernie. You got to overpower your opponent and hold nothing back. Some folks will say this is do or die time, but I call this something different.
What, barbecue chicken or die time?
Ding, ding, Kenny Smith, you win $1 million.
And moving forward, a lot to like about that first half. And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the third quarter.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter, sliced right through them.
Well, you know what, guys? My question is this. Who's he going to posterize in this half? You know, we've already gotten a number of filthy dunks out of him.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, underneath in the post, Towns and Gobert. Backcourt guards are Russell and Edwards. And it's Prince in at the small forward position.
And now in the final year of his contract, D'Angelo Russell is trying to get back to that all-star level. And the promise that got him that last 4-year deal.
And he sinks the second. And after a lackluster performance in last year's playoff, Russell has some making up to do.
Yeah, and the efficiency has been a problem. Now, if you're a player whose primary value is at the offensive end, you can't just be a volume scorer.
Pass to Edwards. To the wing on the left. And Gobert kicks to Edwards. Just 4 to shoot. Over Bane. Edwards can't hit.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
High effort play by Morant. He refuses to let the foul stop him from getting the shot up.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. We know the league's cracking down on those dangerous plays that risk a player's health. Why was that less of a focus when you played?
That's a great question. I think it's smarter to approach the game this way. We don't want to have unnecessary injury because of guys maybe just taking it a little too far with the physicality.
And then Morant slams it in.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
And guys, I know there are a lot of questions right now defensively for this team. There's no doubt about that.
Bane looking around with the drive, and it's good. 2 points. Bane's got 5.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And, you know, the lead just keeps growing. I mean, this game is not going to get out of their grip. They're going to keep pulling away.
Loads it up there for Morant. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
And a moment here to check out the stats for Ja Morant. Averaging about 32 points a game, 6 assists and 6 rebounds. And really, he sets the table for this team with his playmaking.
Unselfish, at times to a fault. He just makes everybody around him better.
Reed, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Anderson comes in for Taurean Prince. Brooks against Anderson. Now here's Morant. Finishing with force.
Shook that building all the way up.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
You know, they came out of the locker room, revved up the gas pedal, and haven't slowed down yet.
And the Timberwolves call time here. Clark, he's checked in for Adams. And a chance now to take a look at some numbers for Ja Morant. Grizzlies on defense. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. Outside, Towns. Back to Russell to stop the run. And the rejection by Jackson. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Morant. And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
And this is how you protect and grow a lead, by making a huge effort on that end of the floor.
Noel, he's checked in for Russell. Edwards, that's good. Memphis leading by 17. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Boy, Morant's brought a lot of excitement. He almost always makes the night's highlight reel. He is what I'd call an elite showman.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. McLaughlin's checked in. Timberwolves trail by 19. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Reed the pass to McLaughlin. Here's Noel. There's the triple. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Towns has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. With a break in the action, let's go to the 2K leaderboard for a look at this season's stingiest defensive teams. The Grizzlies 4th.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And, of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Thanks, guys. Now we see more and more top prospects bypass college or even leave high school early to make 6 figures playing for G League Ignite. For many years, going pro at such a young age was something we only saw abroad, but that reality is now here. Kevin?
I like it too, David. The landscape is shifting, and I think for the better. Thank you for the report.
First in field goal percentage, and they're also first in opponent field goal percentage. Their size and athleticism, that toughness and effort, it's all elite.
And Greg, that field goal percentage you were talking about, they're the best in the league because of how smart they run their offense. You see nothing but good shots from them. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And Morant's got the ball here for the Memphis Grizzlies. Bane finds Morant. Baseline try. Here's Clark, and slam dunk by Clark.
And all of his athleticism on display there. Clark's work ethic makes him lethal on that offensive backboard.
There's the pass to Reed. Jackson against Towns. Nails the 16-footer. Towns has got 8 points.
Well, you like guys who can work that in-between area, really keeps the defense honest.
And I'll tell you what, guys, I mean, with this combination of size and touch,
here is Russell. In at the guard spots, Morant and Bane. At the forward spots, it's Brooks and Jackson Jr. And it's Adams in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far as scoring breakdown for the Grizzlies.
I like this throwback approach they're taking, looking to score high percentage shots in the paint. And so far, it's working.
And, you know, the more they penetrated, the more they realized the defense wasn't able to stop them. So they just kept doing it.
Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Prince. For 3, Edwards. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Brooks against Edwards. Pass to Noel. 6 to shoot. Prince with a screen on Bane. Here's Noel. Here's Russell. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets yanked soon. I mean, that's how bad his shot selection has been.
And finished off by Morant.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
To the right side. Towns against Adams. Back to Russell. And the rejection by Morant.
And how about using that impressive vertical on defense? Morant has the ability to block shots when in position.
Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Minnesota. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Outside, Towns. Back to Russell. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one's on Morant.
So free throws for Russell. Something we should be saying often for the next decade or more.
He's off on the second. When you look at NBA salary numbers, Clark, some rosters are only guys on the max or the minimum, one or the other. What happened? What happened to the middle salary?
Yeah, it just kind of went away a little bit, Kevin. Well, when you have enough stars on your team, they take up the whole pie, and really they deserve it. But I think you got to have role players, too, who are willing to take a little less, the crumbs, so to speak. But when you're talking seven figures, crumbs is probably a misnomer.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here's Morant, and then jammed down as he goes right over Rudy Gobert.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrap.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
Platinum level highlight reel material. That is Showtime stuff there.
Outside Edwards. And the three off target.
Yeah, that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
Here's Russell, and there's the drive.
Adams puts every ounce of energy into his defense. He's not out there to contest shots. He's out there to reject them.
Morant against Edwards. Prince with a screen on Morant. Edwards, that's good.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
Here are the Grizzlies with the ball. They're on a 12-3 run right now. Morant kicks to Jackson. And a wide-open look for Bain. It's good, the assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists in the game. Russell against Morant. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, but he's just really struggling this quarter.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. We know, Greg, the league trending towards small ball, but some teams are having success playing 2 bigs up front.
And I think the key is having versatile big men. If they can space the floor and play in space, also be able to cover smaller players, why not get the added rebounding and rim protection?
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Aldama's checked in. Williams comes in for Jaren Jackson. Konchar's checked in for Dylan Brooks. And Jones subbed in for Bain. Out to Edwards. The three-pointer is right on target. Edwards got 5 points now this quarter.
He drilled 1 from deep in the first half, doing it again here in the second.
Edwards against Morant. Going inside and finished off by Morant.
Just as quick as anyone in this league, Morant can seemingly get to the hole at will.
McLaughlin, the pass to Edwards. Here's McLaughlin. From past the arc. They get it back. Back to Edwards. Puts up a 3. That one doesn't go.
You know, brick after brick after brick. I mean, that's been the story for him this quarter. I mean, he's got to brain it in down the stretch here.
It's been a nice stretch for them offensively.
I mean, the communication's great. The movement's been really good. This is solid team basketball.
And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. Brandon Clark, he's checked in for Memphis. And a change for the Timberwolves.
At the line for Memphis, Brandon Clark, shooting 1.
And the free throw, no good. 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Gobert with a screen for Edwards. No good with the triple. Morant against Russell. And again.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. Edwards with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Can they get it? And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, and you know, when Edwards is aggressive, I think it forces defenders to try to get physical back, and when he's close to the rim, he usually is able to.
So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw